Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Myself Monica, and yes, I'm back with a new mnemonic video, and this time it is on acoustic neuroma, another topic that is important in your nose and throat. So let's get started, but before that I would like to suggest you that before going for this mnemonic video, I will humbly request you to go to the chapter once and understand it. You have to study it once so that you get the gist of that chapter, you understand what is there. Okay, after that you can come to this mnemonic part, and then once you will understand this mnemonic, I'm telling you, your half work is done. Not even half, just 75% work is done from this chapter. This one mnemonic will help you to cover 75% of your topic. So let's get started. The first part, this is just an introduction part, and here is this diagram which I just wanted to show you how the tumor grows. This is just a representative diagram which I got from the Saxi aurora. So it is one of the most common intracranial tumor, and it constitutes 80% of the cerebropontine angle tumors, and it is the most common benign tumor of cerebropontine angle. And it consists of 10% of the brain tumors. It is benign, encapsulated, and extremely slow growing. And the most common site of acoustic neuroma, one of the important MCQ question frequently asked, that is inferior vestibular nerve, then superior vestibular nerve, then cochlear nuclei. And this originates in the Schwann cells of the inferior superior vestibular nerves at transitional zones of the central and peripheral myelin, which lies in the internal auditory canal. So I know you have already studied this. So this is just a diagrammatic representation. First there is a tumor in the intracranial part, okay, and then after it starts to grow. You can see it is in the cerebropontine angle, and then after that it just suppresses the nerves nearby. You can see there is cranial nerve 5, then there is cranial nerve 11, 10, 9. So it compresses them, and that's how we get the symptoms. So just for understanding I had kept here. So yeah, that's it. So now let's go towards our mnemonic. Our mnemonic is Rutsov co-girlfriend Rubisa. Okay, this means the Rubisa is the girlfriend of Rutsov. Okay, so Rutsov girlfriend is Rubisa. In like English, it translates like that. Okay, so Rutsov co-girlfriend Rubisa, both starts from R and R. So it will very easy to remember. R from R is Rutsov, and then R Rubisa. That's it. Now let's look at this. So R starts for rollover phenomena. Why? Because it's quite important. Usually we see rollover phenomenon where we see rollover phenomenon only in the case of the tumors with that retrocochlear, which is behind the cochlea. So acoustic neuroma rollover phenomenon is very prominent. It's one of the important features. So I have written R is equals to rollover phenomenon. So what does rollover phenomenon means? It means there is reduction in the discrimination score when loudness is increased beyond a particular limit. So suppose as you increase the limit, the frequency, you are able to hear a sound, but after some certain point you will stop hearing that even after increasement in the loudness of that sound. So that is because of the rollover phenomenon. After that, U stands for unilateral deafness. So it is unilateral in most of the cases. And then T goes for tinnitus and trigeminal nerve. Why I have given trigeminal nerve here? It is because it is the first nerve to get affected in the acoustic neuroma. So I have mentioned trigeminal nerve before all other nerves. So in this way you can remember the first nerve to get affected is the trigeminal nerve. And when trigeminal nerve gets affected, okay, that time the tumor is around 2.5 centimeter, and it occupies in the cerebropontine angle, and the symptoms we get is loss of corneal reflex and pain, numbness, and paresthesia of the face. After that, as is called sensorineural. So as I said, it usually first it is neural, then it starts to as the size increases, it starts to affect the cochlear function also. So sensorineural, okay, sensorineural unilateral deafness, progressive sensorineural unilateral deafness. As you can see, the size of the tumor increases, and as the size of the tumor increases, the symptoms also becomes more prominent. After that, A stands for abducent nerve. So abducent nerve also gets affected here, which gives a diplopia. And V goes for vertigo. Okay, it's mild vertigo, not very prominent, but this mild vertigo. Vagus nerve involvement is there. Okay, vagus nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve involvement is there, which together they give the symptoms of the dysphagia, hoarseness, nasal regurgitation, and the decreased gag reflex. Okay, after that the vestibular test. So when we go for a vestibular test in the case of acoustic neuroma, you will find there is the diminished or absent response in 96% of the patient. When tumor is very small, maybe you will not see the test, you will not see any problem here, but when as it enlarges, there will be diminished or absent response. And the test that we can do is vertebral angiography. The importance of vertebral angiography is that it helps to differentiate between the tumor of that is acoustic neuroma from the other cerebroportal angle tumor. So from here, what are the investigation that you will do, that also you can write down. Rollover phenomenon. Okay, then after you will go for vestibular test, then vertebral angiography. After that, C stands for the cerebral involvement. So there is cerebral involvement in the case of acoustic neuroma. Obviously you can see in the picture only, there is cerebellum and bones, and this ankle shape at the cerebral ankle, it is in growing. So cerebral involvement is there, and because of which we can see the symptoms like ataxia, ataxic gait, intentional tremors, past pointing, dysdiadokinesia. So whatever we had studied in our CNS, those kinds of symptoms. And the examination that we have to do in case of acoustic neuroma is CSF examination. So we do this to record to see the increased protein content, okay, in the cerebrospinal fluid. So that happens during the case of the acoustic neuroma. After that, O goes for oculomotor nerve. So as I said, abduction and oculomotor goes for diplopia. And then out of proportion. So yeah, very important. So there is marked difficulty in understanding speech out of proportion to the pure tone audiometry hearing loss, which is the characteristics of the acoustic neuroma. So according to the value of the pure tone audiometry, what we expect, the amount of hearing loss or amount of difficulty in understanding speech that we expect, it is beyond that, it is much more than that, out of proportion. So this is a typical feature of acoustic neuroma which you have to remember. After that, G goes for glossopharyngeal nerve involvement. I have already explained about it. Facial nerve involvement, then there will be what? When facial nerve involvement is there, there will be Hitzelsperger sign, which stands for hypoesthesia of the posterior external auditory canal, facial weakness, loss of taste, decreased lacrimation, and the other features. Okay, after that, R U rubisha, there is B is there, which stands for brainstem involvement. Brainstem involvement means to ataxia, weakness of arms and legs. Okay, tendon reflexes get exaggerated. And there is BERAP, brainstem evoked response audiometry. Here what we see is the difference in the waves, okay, between the two ears. So as I said, it is mostly unilateral, so you will compare the difference in the V waves, and if you find it more than 2 millisecond, then we have to understand that okay, there is a case of acoustic neuroma. After that, increased intracranial pressure and the symptoms related to increased intracranial pressure like vomiting, nausea, headache, we can see that. After that, stapedial reflex and speech audiometry and CC. Okay, these all three are the tests, and that again helps in the investigation part of the acoustic neuroma, and that's how you can write the investigations. Stapedial reflex test, so there will be decay of more than 50% in 10 seconds. And in speech audiometry, I've already explained that there is poor speech discrimination, and this is disproportionate to the pure tone hearing loss. And after that, short increment sensitivity index will show a score of 0 to 20%, okay, in almost 70 to 90% of the cases. So that's what you have to mention in the investigation part, and with the help of this mnemonic, I think you can get it. And at first, he just well sign, I have already explained. So this is all from this mnemonic. You could cover the clinical features also, and you could cover the investigations also. The only thing that you have to do is go to the chapter once, understand it. After that, come to this mnemonic, and you will automatically fill these speeches. What will be our Okay, in whole year chapter, R has got few. What comes from the R is low level phenomenon. If you study 1 or 2 times, automatically you will strike, your brain will remember low level phenomenon. U for unilateral, very easy. Unilateral, what? Sensorineural hearing loss. Okay, T for tinnitus, trigeminal nerve, the first nerve to involve, so I have written off in the first place. Then after that, abscissant nerve, vertigo, vagus, vestibular taste. So all of these things, just go through once, and I can guarantee that this mnemonic will be your savior throughout the year. Okay, one mnemonic and your 50% of or 75% of your work is done. So saying so, I would like to end this video. I hope that you liked it. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.